All right, guys. So we got some secret video here of the Don. We got some secret video of the man, our big wet boy, behind the scenes on a plane, talking about the 2024 race, sizing up his opponents. So let's go ahead and listen to some of this, and I'll break it down for you here.
Wants to do. Take a listen to what he said.
So Ron would have not been governor if it wasn't for me. Well, then when I hear he might run, I consider that very disloyal. Talked to her for a little while. But I said, look, go by your heart if you want to run. She's publicly stated I would never run against my president. He was a great president.
Okay, so he was talking about Nikki Haley at the end there. Nikki Haley, who very clearly wants to run for president, has been flirting with it, did that appearance on Hannity where she was playing footsie with it. He was obviously talking about DeSantis there early on. I consider very disloyal. I'm the reason that he's governor. And with Nikki Haley saying, look, follow your heart. If you want to do it, do it. But, you said you're on video saying I'd never run against my president. So he's trying to flex. He's trying to assert his dominance. But I think these people are both going to run, man. I think they're both going to run. I think Nikki Haley's going to run. I think Ron DeSantis is probably going to run. And so he's hanging on. He's hanging on. Now, Trump also, he's got a new line of attack that he's using against DeSantis that I want to share with you. So apparently this is from the same secret video on the plane. And here's what he's saying about DeSantis.
Nikki Haley called me the other day to talk to me. I talked to her for a little while. But I said, look, go by your heart if you want to run. She's publicly stated I would never run against my president. He was a great president. Florida was actually closed for a very long period of time. Remember, he closed the beaches and everything else. They're trying to rewrite history.
Okay, so that line, he's saying I'm going to lean in on COVID stuff against DeSantis, which is super, super curious because that's one of the main issues where the right-wing base is much more with DeSantis than they are with Trump. Trump helped get us the vaccine, right? I don't like Trump, but you got to keep it real. That's, Operation Warp Speed. It was launched under him. And so fair is fair. He deserves credit for that. But the right-wing base, many of them, are anti-vaccine. And they think it's, it's in many instances worse than COVID. And so DeSantis has been doing the whole vaccine skeptical tap dance. He did some roundtable event with vaccine skeptic people where we're going to investigate the injuries of the vaccine. DeSantis got the vaccine originally. He did not get the booster, or if he did, he didn't say he got the booster. Trump, on the other hand, is he originally was taking credit for all this stuff and bringing it up in his stump speeches on the campaign trail, but now he feels like, you know what, I'm not going to bring this up because it's going to hurt me with the base the more I talk about it. So for him to attack DeSantis over COVID specifically, man, that's a questionable choice. Because he has to rewrite history in order to do that. Ironically, as he says, they're rewriting history. So Guy Benson here says the following. Trump's new truth, reality regarding Florida beaches from March 2020. Actual reality, Trump himself a month after that. So here's what Trump doubled down on this attack on Truth Social. Let me read you what he said about DeSantis. The fake news media was good yesterday in their coverage of my stops in New Hampshire and South Carolina. Other than the Globalist Street Journal, which is rarely accurate or good, they said that the day was really amazing. The enthusiasm to make America great again has never been stronger. The revelations about Ron DeSanctimonious doing far worse than many other Republican governors, including that he unapologetically shut down Florida and its beaches, was interesting indeed. Donald J. Trump leading big. So he's throwing haymakers at Ron DeSantis, even though DeSantis hasn't launched yet, hasn't said a word against Trump yet. He's out there throwing haymakers. And again, the attack is, why did you shut down Florida, Ron? Why'd you shut down Florida? You were pretty bad on this whole COVID thing, Ron. Okay, but look at this. Florida governor refuses to close beaches as coronavirus cases rise. That's from March 18th, 2020. So, in other words, Trump is trying to hit him pretending he was more on the, lockdown, be restrictive side. But the criticism of DeSantis all along was like, hey, man, you're a little too live and let live, right? Now, let me show you the next one, because this is devastating. Trump criticizes Georgia governor for decision to reopen state. Quote, "I think it's too soon," said the president, who joined several mayors in questioning Governor Brian Kemp, a Republican, who had said some businesses could resume on Friday. So this is from April 2020. A lot of the red states were like, you know what, we're done with the lockdown thing. We think this is a little crazy, so we're going to go ahead and open up. And Trump was out there going, I think it's too soon. I think you guys should stay locked down. So again, he's going after DeSantis because DeSantis, he wanted to shut down the Florida beaches. He wanted to shut down the Florida businesses. And you know what? That's not good. I'm against that. I was against that. He was for lockdowns. I was against that. Really, Trump was more restrictive on this stuff than DeSantis was. And I don't think this is an area where Trump can sort of get away with his tap dance. Because DeSantis knows his own record. He can go out there and regurgitate, his own record. So it's not like he's going to respond at some point, right? If it's on the debate stage or if it's in an ad or whatever, and people know this about DeSantis. I mean, even people who don't know much about DeSantis know, oh yeah, that was the guy who kind of kept stuff open while everybody else was shutting stuff down. So it's a weird choice, man, to go after DeSantis on these grounds. But look, and here's the bottom line, and this is something that hurts Trump that we don't talk about nearly enough, that he was president for 4 years. So now he has a track record to attack. In 2015 and 2016, it was harder to attack him because he was an outsider. He was a businessman. He was a celebrity. He didn't have 4 years of garbage to go through. He didn't do a tax cut where 83% of the benefits went to the top 1% and it incentivized outsourcing jobs. He didn't do that. He didn't, help the predatory payday loan industry who paid him $1 million for his inauguration, and he dropped the new regulations into them, dropped the court cases against it. He didn't, this stuff wasn't there. It wasn't there, but, now it ain't like that. So eventually DeSantis is going to hit back, and DeSantis is probably going to be right on the substance, and the right-wing base is going to like that. Yeah, I mean, Trump is now up. It's true. Trump did get a little more of his mojo back. He's now up double digits in the last 3 or 4 polls. And he's the favorite. But I still think he's way more vulnerable than he was in 2016. So we'll have to see. The one thing that he's obviously right about is Nikki Haley is embarrassing and is probably going to get 1%. That's the one thing where it's well, obviously done. Come on, Nikki Haley. She's a creation of the donors. She was made in a lab by the donors and the lobbyists, So anyway, there you have it. The primary race is heating up. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.